Okay, we are back for the discussion of the season 4 finale. So again, I'll ask you one more time. What did you think of that episode?
My brain hurts.
Brain hurts. Lot happened.
A lot.
I'm gonna throw out an interesting fact for you.
What?
This episode was called "The Children." There's many meanings behind the children.
There are.
Children of the Forest.
That's the obvious one.
Okay. Tywin with his children. Very much about this episode because Cersei told Tywin about her and Jaime. We had the Tyrion stuff, obviously, at the end. So we're talking about that. And we also, over in Essos, what's Dany call her dragons?
Her children?
Yes. She locked a couple of them up because of Drogon. So many meanings for the title of this episode. And the biggest one that's really kind of cool is this episode originally aired on Father's Day 2014.
Of course it did. They planned
So just
that.
fun facts to open up this discussion.
They planned that. Others
So-
did.
Yeah, all sorts of cool things. Alright, so with discussion, we'll just start going scene by scene. We'll run through it all. It might take a little bit because there's a lot of scenes in this one.
Long bits.
So we're going to open up with Jon coming into the Wildling camp.
Mm-hmm.
And they didn't kill him. He actually was able to get into Mance's tent.
And I said something that I just finished a book that I started this morning. Literally, like, before, I don't know, like an hour before we started this. And I started it today. But, so, one of the it's a thief book. Like, it's about thieves. So, the main character, Kat, she needed a way to get to inside an auction to, like, you know, switch these two. One, she needed, it's very complex. So, at the beginning of the book, she stole the Cleopatra Emerald and replaced it with a fake. And then, like, the person that hired her to steal the Cleopatra Emerald actually sold it, not sold it, but she said it was the Anthony Emerald, and like, so, and then she was going to auction it off, but, so she switched, it's very complex, but she needed to switch the fake and the real Cleopatra Emerald, and then, like, so the best, and she said that in the book, the best way to get in is to be a hostage. Well, one of the things that she never thought about is a good way to get into some places, be like a hostage.
Basically, that's what Jon was doing. He was giving
Yeah.
himself up to get in.
Mhm.
It's a good reference on a book you read today.
Yeah, a book I finished today.
But they got to sit down.
Mhm.
Discuss, and Mance said he could tell that there was not 1,000 men at Castle Black,
Yeah.
based on what was coming at him. He had said that he'd sent 400 men to climb the wall. They'd be up and over by the end of the day.
Yeah.
Most of them anyways. So not looking good for the Night's Watch.
No.
Um,
And then suddenly an army comes from the north and the south. Same army, same flag, Stannis.
Stannis came and basically saved the day.
Mhm.
But Mance wouldn't bend the knee.
No.
Because Stannis said he was the king of the Seven Kingdoms, and Mance was like, well, we're not in the Seven Kingdoms. So we don't go too far from there, but they decided to lock Mance up versus killing him, based on Jon's assumption, because Jon had been taken hostage by Mance, but they didn't kill him. So Stannis agrees to that. What else happened at the wall? We had the funeral at the wall where they burned all the bodies. And then Jon had a separate funeral for Ygritte north of the wall. After him and Tormund had a conversation.
Yeah.
So what did you think about all that stuff?
Well, it was very interesting. Because, you know, Stannis was there. And then, I mean, at the funeral at the wall, Melisandre was, like, looking into the fire. And, like, then it switched to Jon. No, it was Jon, then Melisandre, then Jon.
She was looking across the fire right at Jon.
Yeah.
So what'd you think about that?
Interesting. Very intriguing. Can I watch the history and lore now?
Nope, not yet. We're filming the history and lore, so we'll have to set up for that. And because we've decided to film the history and lore, so we've had enough comments asking us to film that, so we're going to. I don't know how exciting it'll be, but we might come up with some good conversations during that. So
I'll probably hear something very interesting, and I'll be like, wait.
Stop, rewind.
It's gonna take a lot longer than an hour. Let's just say that.
Well, that is what it is. At least it should be easy editing. I don't think I have to worry about a 10-minute rule on the history and lore. I think I can just roll it right through, and whatever we say, we say. So it'll just be a long video.
A very long video.
What were your feelings about the Melisandre staring at Jon?
It's very strange. I don't like it.
You don't like it?
Not one bit. It's never
Not
good when. It's never ever good.
Oh, yeah, she's intrigued, I'll say that.
Mhm.
Okay, well, we'll get away from the wall for now. Let's go down to King's Landing. We'll talk about that, the first parts.
Well.
The Cersei Qyburn Mountain Pycelle scene.
Mhm. Yeah.
Qyburn's working on the mountain. And
Yeah, you said it reminded you of a scene from Princess Bride.
Yep.
There are 3 parts. 3 different scenes where it reminds him. Well, I mean, I only caught the one, but it was obviously Melisandre drinking the poison.
Way back.
Not getting killed, which I actually went and found. Yeah, I actually went and found. We have the DVD. It was Wesley was the one pirate guy, the farm boy, and he drank the poison. It was very.
But he had the immunity to it.
Yeah. And then there was the one Oberyn when he was fighting the mountain.
Yep, sounding like Inigo Montoya.
Yeah.
You killed my father, prepare to die, as he was talking to the mountain. Kind of similar with the accents and whatnot.
You killed my sister. You raped my sister. You killed her children. That stuff.
Yep.
It was really quiet. You probably didn't hear me.
Yep, you need to learn to talk up.
I know.
I'm gonna try to get a microphone set up. Maybe
Really
I'll
quiet.
experiment with our history and lore.
Experiments.
Yeah, because I know other reactors do the history and lores, but those definitely don't get a ton of views. So maybe I'll experiment with a microphone and see if I can't line everything up without getting an echoey effect.
Mhm.
Yeah,
And
maybe I'll do that.
What was and then that.
And then the
scene.
Qyburn scene where he's not fully dead.
Mhm. Which reminded him about the one scene when
Wesley
had the one burn on his arm.
and he got brought back.
Mhm.
But anyway, okay.
Very, very old thing.
Okay, so Qyburn's working on the mountain to
Yep.
get him back alive. Yeah, they didn't want Pycelle in there anymore. They basically booted him out of his own laboratory.
Goodbye.
Because Cersei likes Qyburn, she does not like Pycelle.
Pycelle's annoying.
Yes. He was on your hate list for a little bit.
He was.
He was a short stint there, but it's in the dislike section. But
He's very annoying.
so you and Cersei have something in common.
I hate that.
No? Okay, well that led us into the Cersei Tywin discussion, where Tywin's telling her that she is still going to marry Sir Loras.
Well,
And
not anymore.
Cersei was very adamant about not marrying Sir Loras.
Mm-hmm.
And then she tells Tywin something.
Yeah, she told him about the whole Jamie thing.
And
Incest.
yeah. Now, do you think Tywin didn't know?
I think he refused to believe it.
Refused to believe it. Okay. Well, what do you think
Denial.
at that point in time with Cersei telling him?
It's like, why?
He was a little upset.
A little.
Did you like that scene?
Two hate people arguing. Just like if one person wins and the other person loses. I mean, like one of the hate guys win.
Wins.
So I was
It's hard to
like,
root. Well, the show kind of does that.
Mm-hmm.
All right. Well, let's go away from there, and we'll run over and do the Essos stuff real quick.
Mm-hmm.
We had the one slave saying he wanted to work for his master again,
Yeah.
because at least that way he was something to the children.
Yeah, but I mean, can't you work and get paid or something?
That's what Danny worked out. She said she would allow it, but he had to sign a contract for a year. I don't know if that was with pay or anything, but she did say she'd allow that.
Mm-hmm.
And the next one that came in
Was.
had his daughter burnt by Drogon.
Yep. That's not good.
Not good at all. Which led Danny to do what?
Lock up Viserion and Rhaegal?
Rhaegal, yep.
Ha. Yeah. So that happened. I mean, they're under a lot more control than Drogon.
And Drogon's, he's a troublemaker.
He's a teen.
And he's still out there.
He's like 2 years old and he's like a teen. Except for, kills, he can breathe fire and fly. It's more reptilian.
He's a lot harder to control than a teenager.
Yeah. A lot harder.
Alright, well let's go way north of the wall. For the Bran stuff.
Yeah.
Bran, Hodor, Jojen, and Mira.
Well, now it's just Bran, Hodor, and Mira.
Yep, Jojen is no longer with us.
We really need to add that rip section.
It would be getting to be a long section.
Very big
We'd have 4
section.
names to add, wouldn't we?
Mm-hmm.
Just in one episode, and we had 3 in the last, so the board's not big enough.
We need a bigger board.
Well, we got more characters coming.
How do you know? Well, obviously you know. But
There's always new characters coming in the show. So let's talk about that. Let me know what happened. You tell me about it.
well, they found the tree, and so they walked across this frozen lake. When all of a sudden, like these 2 hands come and grab Jojen's ankles, and then Mira comes and tries to save him, and the hands belong to skeletons. I wonder why that reminded me of Pirates of the Caribbean.
Yeah, similar.
Very similar. Except for, they're probably not pirates.
Right.
But, skeletons.
Well, turns out they were saved.
Mhm.
So you got introduced to the children.
Well, 8 children.
Well, one of them, yes.
And a very old dude, which is the three-eyed
Three-eyed
raven.
Raven. See, there's another new character. So, yeah, and they talked about that in the very first history and lore. They talked about the children of the forest. You probably forgot all about them, didn't you?
Well, I mean, I didn't forget about them. I just didn't pay much attention.
But they saved them, and the tree is magical. And you're like, oh, magic.
Magic.
They were protected as long as they were within the tree.
Mhm. Magic.
And they had like the little grenade flame things.
Yeah.
That helped out.
I want one of those.
One of those.
Imagine the revenge. What?
Who are you gonna get revenge on?
Well, I mean, not necessarily revenge, but I mean prank.
Alright, so we get in there and we meet Three-Eyed Raven. Doesn't have too many lines.
Really
Well-
old dude.
A really old dude, he'd been there a while.
A long, long while.
He said he'd been watching them
There's
since they
skulls
were
in
born. What's that?
there. There's skulls in there.
Well, yeah.
Like, I don't trust this place.
Yeah, he also had the line when Bran said if he could walk again, he said, no, you're never going to walk. But
You're
you
gonna
will
fly."
fly.
He can walk into a dire wolf, not a bird.
Okay. Maybe he learned some stuff.
Probably.
He's also, no, I mean, he's went on a long journey to get there, that's for sure.
Very long journey.
I mean, when did they leave Winterfell and run into Jojen and Mira? That was episode 2 of season 3.
Yep.
So 2 full seasons they've been traveling to this tree. So, they are there. And the next scene is actually probably one of my favorites of this episode with all the many scenes. It is when Brienne and Pod come across the Hound and Arya.
That was the evenest 50-50 fight ever. I mean, like, it was so split in two. It's just like they have about the same strength, about the same height, about
Skill levels.
skill.
It was just all around really good fight. Well, I'm gonna say the Hound was bitten a couple episodes back.
Yeah.
And Arya mentioned in the last episode that he was moving quite a bit slower because of the infection. Should burn it. He wasn't afraid of fire. Who knows?
Yeah.
But then Arya, do you agree with Arya on how she hid out away from Brienne? Well, you know Brienne. Arya had never seen Brienne or
Yeah.
Pod.
I'd be like, who this? who is this? I don't know you. I don't trust you. You got that sword from the Lannisters. I don't trust you at all. I'm not going with you.
Exactly. The Hound recognized all the Lannister stuff going on.
Mhm.
And the Lannisters had put a hit out on him. A reward for him.
So yeah.
Okay, so the Hound loses. Arya sneaks away so Brienne and Pod can't find her. And then she goes down to the Hound. Took his silver.
And just leaves him there.
And
to
then just
die.
left him there. He was asking, remember, he said, you remember where the heart is.
Mhm.
He wanted her to kill him.
Yeah.
And then she didn't do it. How do you feel about that scene?
Couldn't
no.
read her face. Couldn't read her expression. She has an ultimate poker face.
I mean, she was on his list.
Yeah. I mean, him would mean, I mean, giving him a fast death wouldn't
Right.
be, you know, I mean, I'd want him to suffer if he was on my kill list. I mean, he isn't, but like, if he was on my kill list, I'd want him to suffer. So, you know, it's kind of like, even if he's, I mean, I'm relating this to like every single cliche of superhero, spy, thief, like, I'll hurt everyone around you, and so that you suffer, because everyone around you is suffering.
Mm-hmm. But the Hound was pretty good to Arya.
Yeah. She's going to Bravos.
She's going to Bravos, yes. It's the very end scene. Yeah, we can talk about that real quick because that's the only other part she's in. Bravos. Going to see Chuck and Hagar.
Chuck and Hagar.
Is on her mind.
Velamagulis.
So what do you think she's going to be doing over there?
Magic?
Magic? Some assassin training maybe?
Yes.
Are you excited about that?
Yes.
You might be actually going into a new chapter.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, she's just been on the road ever since Ned died.
Mm-hmm.
Place to place, just hiking around.
And now she's gonna learn magic and assassinating.
Excited?
Yes.
Yes.
It's like she's not necessarily going to Hogwarts, but like it's like she's going to Hogwarts and the League of Assassins. Only those who have watched, you know, DC comic stuff will know who the League of Assassins are. But you know, it's like going to Hogwarts and the League of Assassins and his own private tutoring. It's gonna be awesome.
Okay. Well, the last thing we are going to talk about is your number one person on the hate list. Is to be first we get Jaime freeing Tyrion. Frees him, and he tells Tyrion to go to this door, and Varys will let him through and get him out. But he doesn't go there right away.
Nope.
He gets sidetracked
Yep.
and discovers somebody in Tywin's bed.
Shay.
And he kills her.
Mhm.
I'm curious, is Shay still over on your like side? Do you feel bad for Shay?
I feel bad for Tyrion.
Feel bad for Tyrion because
I mean, he loved her.
and that's yes. And you know he didn't want to do it.
Mhm.
Yeah, that one's rough.
Yeah, very rough.
I remember early on you would smile and laugh at the Tyrion Shay stuff.
Mhm.
But she did betray him. We don't know why I mean, she wasn't happy with him, obviously.
No doubt.
On how it went, but I don't know, just curious on your feelings on that scene before we get into the
Mixed.
Tywin mixed.
Mixed feelings. And then, you know, Tywin.
Yeah, you want to get to Tywin. Did you like that Tywin scene?
Killed by a crossbow.
Sitting on a toilet.
Mhm.
You think he shits gold? That term was brought up earlier. Who brought that up? Somebody brought that up.
Hmm.
'Cause they were going to. Was it Rob? That said he was going to see if Tywin Lannister really shits gold. God, I should know this.
I'm trying to think back. I mean, I think so.
Do you remember?
I normally remember the very small stuff.
Yeah, you're better remembering this. I'm not watching. I always comment on the fact that you remember these things and I don't.
know. It might have been, but it could have been somebody else.
Did you believe Tywin what he was saying? That he wouldn't let Ilyn Payne take his head?
Yeah, no, not a word.
No, didn't believe a word he was saying, eh?
Nope.
He was just trying to find a way out of the situation. Didn't work out for him.
No. He got an arrow to like here.
Yep.
And then an arrow to here.
But the heart.
At the heart.
Yep.
Like somewhere in this.
It was pretty vital, that second one.
Mhm.
Did you see that coming?
No.
No. And then Tyrion finally goes to the door and meets up with Varys. And Varys.
What have you done?
Mm-hmm.
And then he got into the crate, and then he's getting shipped out. And then the bells rang, and then
Varys decided, well, he needs to get out.
Yeah. And then they're both on the ship to either I think they might be going to Pentos. I mean, straight across.
Straight across, yeah. And Varys does have some ties to Pentos.
Mhm.
That was talked about early on in the series. Back when he was getting the spy stuff going on, he had spies over there.
Yeah.
And of course, Varys has spies everywhere. That's a good thing about Varys. He knows a lot of people.
Mhm.
Get
Though he doesn't care to remember their names, so he just calls them my little birdies.
to the birds, yes. And then we get Arya on the boat.
Mhm.
And that closes it out. So overall thoughts? Yeah, oh shoot, we're running close to a half an hour, so. And we still got a couple questions to do.
Yeah. Well, I mean, Arya's going to Bravos.
It's going to Bravos. And those are the questions I'm going to focus on, and I'm going to pull them up here. One, two. Well, before the questions, before I forget. Favorite scene? There's a lot of good scenes in this
There's a
episode, so you're
lot
going to
of
have to think
good
about this
scenes.
one as I'm trying to come across the questions I was going to ask.
It may be. I mean, when Arya was going to Bravos.
Right at the end.
Yeah. When Arya
Finally
was
getting out of
going to Bravos,
Westeros.
She's safe. And then most unsettling.
Oh, you answered that one already.
Hmm?
Diane Newman asked, where do you think Tyrion and Varys are going?
Oh.
Which I was going to say for the Q&A. But you already answered that. Which is
Yeah.
good.
It does.
Okay, let me see.
That's like 2 storylines now going over to Essos, which is a total of 3. And
Okay.
that's more storylines. More
Storylines,
characters.
yes. More characters.
headaches.
You're gonna... Alright, so this question from Jeff Atkin. This is the first time I've asked a question from him. Arya made a couple big decisions in that episode. Do you think she made the right decisions? And what he's talking about is to not kill the Hound on the spot.
I mean, she kind of did. Either way, she would have been killing him. By just leaving him there to die slowly in pain, or just do the quick sword through heart.
Would it be better to show mercy and stab him through the heart, or better to leave him there to suffer and die slowly?
She doesn't have her father's mercy.
No, she
No.
don't. So
She's got a great poker face. I mean, I couldn't read him. Like, what is she thinking? What is her
was she
expression?
hurting by the fact that he was dying,
Or is she
or was she
glad?
happy? about him dying?
Poker face. I hate it.
Couldn't read it, eh?
I know.
Okay, and then the second decision was her decision to go to Bravos.
Well, I mean, it was
No.
obviously a good decision to
That
go
was a
to
good decision.
Bravos. I mean, she's going
Not
to
stay in
go
Westeros.
to the League of the Hogwarts Assassins.
Oh, yeah.
The League of the Hogwarts Assassins.
So that's the decision you wanted her to make. All
Yes,
right.
because I mean, magical assassination Arya. I mean, awesomeness.
So Diane Newman also asked, what do you think's going to happen to Arya after she crosses the Nosy?
She's gonna
She's
learn
going to train
magic
and
and
learn and all that
assassinate.
stuff? Okay. Harundi Vibakshi. Since Arya left Winterfell way back in season 1, she has many people in her life whom have taught her life lessons of some sort. Ned Stark, Syrio Forel, Yoren, Tywin Lannister, the Hound are the ones that seem to have been the most impactful. But they're all dead now. Do you think this is a coincidence? Or does Arya have some kind of curse? And if so, do you fear for whomever she joins up with
Well, I mean,
when she gets to where
there's
she's going?
Hot Pie and Gendry.
He's talking about the more influential ones.
Oh.
Obviously, Ned was her dad.
Syrio Forel taught her.
Syrio Forel was teaching her the water dance. She had like 3 episodes with Tywin, and there was great conversations. I love those scenes. And then the Hound, Yoren, she had good conversations with. But they are all dead. Do you think she's cursed? Or anybody who trains her, I guess? Teaches her things?
Curse. It's hard to say, because I mean, wherever, I mentioned this earlier, wherever she goes, I mean, like she was
The family
there.
stuff too, yeah.
Yeah,
Wherever
she was-
she goes.
She was there when Ned died. She was
Yep.
there when Kat and Rob and Talissa died.
Mm-hmm.
She she was 3 days late for her aunt dying.
Yep.
And I mean, that's pretty much all the family that has died in the show. She was there.
She was in the vicinity of them all.
Yeah.
Plus, like I said, the influential characters that she's
All
been with and traveled with.
Dead. Yeah.
Is she cursed? And if so, when she gets to Bravos.
She might be.
I love that question, by the way. I
Okay.
read that and I was like, oh, I can't wait to ask that one.
Yeah, but if she is cursed, then who cursed her?
I don't know.
'Cause, I mean,
Or is she just extremely bad luck?
I don't know. Is there a luck god? Because if
A luck
so,
god.
if so, is there some
She's
sort of
not one with the
leprechaun?
luck god, if there is
Is
one.
there some sort of leprechaun that just hates her for some reason? She stole his gold.
Alright.
I have no
Okay,
idea.
those were the main Aria questions, I think, and that's all I really wanted to focus on this. There's a few more questions that are going to be in the Q&A when we do that. And if anybody wants to put a few more down in this discussion, feel free, and we'll try to get to them all. Can't guarantee the last Q&A. I didn't even come close to getting through all the questions, so I will do everything I can to bunch them all together and get the answers out there for you. But I am going to leave you with one question, and I can't remember who asked it. I don't even know if it was in the last one. And you don't have to answer it now.
Okay.
You can.
Okay.
But we'll revisit this question once we hit the Q&A, and I just thought about asking it. Like I said, it's way down in the scroll list. Gendry is in your top 7. Do you think he's still in a boat rowing?
I have no idea.
do you think he is? What do you think he's doing? Because we haven't seen him for a full season.
Yeah. Hard to say. I mean, they could touch up on it next season as another storyline.
But you did like Gendry, and the last time we saw him, he was in a boat. And he didn't know how to swim. Got you thinking again. Okay, well, alright, that was the season finale. We're pushing 45 minutes, I think, on this discussion. So we're going to wrap it up, and then we have like 5 videos I think we're going to do in between before season 5. So we're going to do the history and lore. We're going to do a Q&A. Got 1, 2, 3 fun videos. One of them is going to be because we are just about 2,000 subscribers. And we never talk about subscribers, but because we're actually that far into it, I can't believe it. We're going to do a Rubik's Cube challenge.
Yep.
And if Anna beats me, I'm going to let her in on a Game of Thrones secret, and we will watch a video. Something we talked about a few weeks back. She probably don't know this. I purposely haven't talked about it. Yes. And I bet you anything she's going to beat me, because every time we've been practicing, she beats me. So
I made a new record today. Solved it in about a minute, 36 seconds.
yeah, and I can't do that.
Yeah.
And then there's another fun video I wanted to do for our little break before we get underway with season 5. It's February. Doc season's coming. I want to at least be into season 6 by Doc season, because when that comes around, the videos will slow down. That's why we've been burning through them as quickly as we can now, because it's winter and I got time to be able to do this. So if we're into season 6, that'll be a good thing. It'll probably be down to 1 video a week though.
Yeah.
So expect that, and we apologize, but with school, with work, still got to pay the bills. So
have drama, because it's that time of the year.
Oh yeah, you'll have drama practices, and the play is in, the musical is in May. So your practices will be ramping up. It'll be longer practices with me with the docs. Yeah.
Yeah.
So busy season is coming.
Very busy.
But she's definitely into the show now, and I was tired tonight, and she's the one that got me to do this one. So.
Yeah, I wasn't gonna wait any longer for episode.
She had to wait 5 days on this one, and I was tired.
And now I have to wait longer to watch the history and lore, because I can't
Because we're
just
filming
go watch.
The last 3 seasons, we got done with the season finale, and she jumped right on the computer to watch the history and lore.
Oh, well, we did that. We did the discussion, and then I got to the history and lore. But now we're doing a video, so I can't watch it.
It'll be better this way. Making you wait. So anyway, I hope everybody liked this. And we will see you soon for the next one.
Bye. Yeah.
We forgot something.
Yeah.
Have at it.
Okay.
That number 1.
Good.
Are you going to have to pull out a couple other names there?
Yeah. Let's see. Goodbye.
How did we forget?
We got
Jojen, which should be down by Bran. Jojen's there.
We need to rewrite.
And the Hound.
The Hound is right here.
And there we go.
Yep.
We're gonna have to redo the board. So by the Q&A, we'll have the board updated.
Yep.
Okay, really, this time we're out.
Bye.